We can't believe the things that happen in this episode of Loki.
A lot of big news, so let's start talking about it.
In this week's episode of The Brothers Talk About, we're discussing episode 4 of Loki.
We are now 4 weeks into our weekly Loki recap and review episodes. This is our 4th episode with the 4th episode of Loki. This was a really interesting episode, a lot of big details. For a previous episode recap, we've had Loki experiencing the time variance authority, meeting Sylvie, getting a connection established with them, escaping the TVA, them being lost on the planet, and having to try to find a way to escape.
Yes,
that's
sir.
where the last episode left off. We were waiting to figure out what would really happen. Last week's episode kind of was a little underwhelming.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
It was just kind of had a lot of downtime and plots we didn't like, but this week really redeemed it. It came out
Totally
for one of the
redeemed
best episodes so far of the series. So now we're going to start talking about the things that we liked and enjoyed, and maybe we'll kick it off with the beginning of the episode, what we liked about it.
I'll start off by saying this has been my favorite episode so far. It goes for me 4, 1, 2, 3. That's my order. I'm hoping that the next two are going to be bangers just like this one. Seeing Loki and Sylvie sit and have that one-on-one emotional connection at the destruction of Lamentus really was kind of cool, and it was weird how that created such a big red line
The Nexus Timeline.
in the Nexus Timeline.
I had a question with that. So I think there's 2 ways that could go. I don't fully understand the whole idea of the Nexus Timeline aspect, because they made it a big point in the previous episodes that when they're in this destructive environment of the timeline, when everything's going to crap, the TVA isn't supposed to notice these spikes in the timeline. What made this crazy thing happen that was so crazy that made that a Nexus event start
No
to
one
happen?
still knows. It really didn't explain it, but kind of Mobius touched upon it by saying it was their kind of mutual
I don't buy
love and
that. I don't buy that
appreciation.
because they made it seem like they could do anything because they would have died in. So the
There are
Loki,
two Lokis that really haven't. I guess there's never been two Lokis that shared a connection like they did before.
but even still, though, they were about to die anyway. So they were about to die. The planet was about to blow up. There was no need for the TVA to really intercept in this moment. They could just let them die and nothing.
They were searching for them though, and they knew.
But why
that
did they
were-
need to search for them?
I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. We'd like to hear your thoughts on that. But moving on, we're going to talk about how once they escaped and the TVA opened up the 2 doors for them, they went through, they got captured. This episode really had a great pace for me. I felt like it was moving forward, and it had suspense. It had the funny comedy action. It brought back Mobius and Loki, which I love the pairing of them too.
That's one thing I really enjoyed about this episode in particular, that I thought the last episode, episode 3, was lacking. So that chemistry and that relationship between Loki and Mobius was a really driving point of the series, and I was happy to see that return. And as soon as Mobius came on screen, I was like, okay, here we go. We're getting back into that flow, that stuff that I like, possible the jet ski talk, so that was fun.
Yeah. It was cool seeing, obviously, the suspense of the episode, like Loki had to get thrown into that prison of seeing Lady Sif, which was cool to see her come back.
Yeah, funny callback.
In that prison time loop. So I think that we all didn't really know how that was going to end for him, if he was going to get stuck there. I knew that he was going to eventually move out of it because we still had a good chunk of the episode left. Yeah. But it was interesting to see, while he was there at that time, Mobius's take on hearing what Loki had to tell him, saying the TVA is lying to you. He kept like, it's another one of your tricks, and he's really thinking about it.
When he was talking with I forget her name. It's either C-15 or B-15 and C.
The head Minutemen lady.
They're very
the one that
names.
Sylvie went into her mind.
Exactly, that lady. Yeah, it's hard to
that was
really
still
remember
in
names.
the show.
So
Hunter B-15? No, that was the one.
It's something.
We'll put it up.
Yeah, we'll put it up. So she him kind of going back and forth with her, talking like, oh, what was she talking about? What did Loki say? So like what you said when they was lying to him, him kind of investigating that was interesting when he was talking to the lady. The head judge of the TVA, kind of like dodging the questions, kind of being creepy about it.
Yeah, like, well, you don't need to know this, Mobius. Relax.
They were hinting at that, almost like, kind of making me wonder: was she really involved? Because we see her go talk to the Timekeepers,
which was really huge.
Big moment.
They revealed that.
I was not expecting to see the Timekeepers this early in the series. I thought that was going to be like a series finale type thing. So that really surprised me when we saw them.
Yep.
And I think that what I was wondering is she really in on it to the point where was she going to talk to them? Like, is she someone that's like being controlled by this whoever is actually the real timekeeper, or is she like in on it where she knows that they weren't real? That's a question that I'm wondering to be answered.
I think that'll get future explained. By the sounds of it, it totally. I mean, obviously we're gonna be jumping around when we're talking here, but it was definitely a Wizard of Oz type moment when they finally were revealed.
That was huge.
The CGI,
that was huge.
The CGI was so really cool. Like they put a good effort on making them look really cool.
It looked like weird aliens. It looked like
the
cool.
dialect and the tone they were talking was a little hard to understand, but I got the flow of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh, what do you think you're gonna do?" For me, when Loki and Sylvie were fighting them, I feels like this is all you have for Minutemen guarding two of the most powerful. Well, not just being in the presence of the Loki variants, they didn't have enough people to really take them on. Where obviously they're gonna outsmart them.
They're gonna have
their whole goal was trying to kill the Timekeepers.
They're gonna have a whole Praetorian Guard Last Jedi fight.
Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't too bad. Honest, and for what it was, it kept up with the suspense. I really liked seeing it, and I was surprised when she went to go throw the knife. I knew that it was gonna I thought it was either gonna get blocked or exactly what happened. I kind of thought in my head, and it was a robot head.
I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Because I'm like, there's no way they're gonna just kill. She's gonna be able to just kill the Timekeeper. So as soon as she went to go throw that, I was like, okay, something's up.
True. But I thought like that was a huge reveal, and I'm surprised again that we got that revealed so soon.
That creepy laugh that they made when like a faulty animatronic like mumbling was like kind of creepy, but
it's kind of like a creepy like Chuck E. Cheese character.
Yeah, we're Chuck E. Cheese. So back to when they were in prison and they were in their own separate cells. I liked how the episode went back to the episode 2 when that main Minuteman lady first got like violated or something by Sylvie.
Oh yeah, when she got the enchantment.
When she got the enchantment. That was cool that she kept thinking about, what did I see? What did you put in my head? And she's like, well, I didn't put anything in your head. It's only bringing out what you already had. So I really liked how she her character changed her views on the TVA, and she's like, for all time at the end, and decided to help them.
When she's like takes her to the catastrophe in 2077, when she's like, okay, show me, I want to know, that was like big. She's like,
I didn't know what the heck.
A lot of suspense.
She wanted to go exactly right back there because she's like, follow me.
I think it was just like a generic thing, so the Timekeeper, the TVA wouldn't notice it. That's what I thought.
Right. Yeah, I thought she would have maybe brought her somewhere where she might have known the TVA couldn't listen in on their conversation, but I'm not really sure if she had other plans or what they were going to do. I think maybe she could have rallied up a couple, being the head, like, judge lady. It might have took a lot saying, like, oh, the TVA are all bad now.
That would be a lot of convincing to then, like...
So she kind of probably had to go she single-handedly had to go and enforce this stuff. But it was interesting to see that she was able to release their collars and they had the plan to escape when they started to fight.
That was an intense scene. I like that one a lot.
That was where the highlight of the episode for me was. I just loved seeing the 3 fake imposter or
I have one thing I wanted to say. So with that, the 2 theories that I've been hearing for some future theories in the next coming episodes is that the Timekeepers, that who they actually might really be, the whole Wizard of Oz type deal, is who they might be. So it's either continuing along with the Kang theory, which we talked about last week, or maybe what I've heard, which kind of doesn't make too much sense to me, but I've heard it kind of explained a little bit, being another variation, another variant of Loki, kind of controlling it, and that may be who the whole President Loki thing might be. And that maybe might be what the gang of Lokis, which is a big thing at the end. If you guys have not seen the post-credit scene,
go back and
talk
watch
about.
That.
And so we see Loki, we think that he's dead. Oh, another big thing we forgot to talk about, along with another death, Mobius is dead.
Alright, yeah, I wasn't going to get there. I'm saving. That's the biggest thing for me.
Big.
You're jumping the gun. Alright, listen, a lot of crazy stuff happened in this episode, and that, I kind of didn't expect them to do that, but at the same time, I was like, well, I guess he went out in a badass, awesome way. He's like, you know where I really want to be like?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, I like to ride a jet ski. So he's like, yeah, jet ski would be nice. And then he's like, that was his final words.
I was taken back. I was destroyed, heartbroken.
We both looked at the camera, at the TV, and we were like, no, really?
I could not. Like, I thought it was real at first, because I think we all kind of did. We did not, like, as soon as I saw Loki die, then I kind of had the feeling like something.
I still don't know.
Happen.
He might still be dead, but the fact that, spoiler, if you haven't seen it, Loki is still alive, which obviously you know that because we've seen scenes from the trailer that have not come into play in the show yet.
That's what
those little fake outs do. Like we're smart. For the average person that's not paying attention, I guess you'd be like, oh my god, what are they going to make the whole show about? Sylvie?
Because technically she is a Loki, so it could continue with the Loki name.
This is about our boy, Tom Hiddleston, and his journey. That end credit scene with the 3 different Lokis, actually 4 if you count.
Little lizard Loki.
Lizard, alligator, iguana, whatever it is, freaking Loki. You got Kid Loki, Old Man Loki, who's in full classic uniform, and that's actually
that was cool.
That was the only guy I recognized from the credits, and when I rewinded it, I watched. That's the guy. I think his name was General Pride in Rise of Skywalker.
Yes, that's him.
So that was cool, and I think that is going to be a very good episode. I don't know if it'll top all the suspense and reveals of this episode, because every aching moment of this episode, when characters like Mobius was slowly realizing, is this stuff
I love that suspense.
real or fake? I like how he snatched out the devices, but I'm also surprised there was no camera in the lady's office where the lady, she realized it, and I thought he covered it pretty well, but she's like, she knew, she's like, oh, you knew too much.
You knew it was going to happen.
She kind of felt something was off when he kept questioning, like, oh, really? Like, another person, I can't remember who is the hunter, whatever the Minutemen lady from the second episode that had her main, her mind
I want
messed
to touch
up.
upon that. I like how they kind of had that creepiness to it, where he was kind of unraveling that mystery, and he like sneaks away to watch the video on the Minutemen's device.
Yeah,
that was like, wow. So they really just took her out. Like, they made it seem like she had something wrong with her after coming back from being enchanted.
Yeah,
but nope, they just wanted to take her out only because she kind of knew too much.
Yeah,
and she would have talked, so they took her out.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. I think that Mobius is a smart dude. He kind of had his suspicions and doubts, but I mean, at the end of the day, he helped Tom, Loki, and at the cost of
his life,
freeing the other people in the TVA. And he's like, I think you can bring this whole place down.
Yeah, Mobius, I like his character a lot, and I have one quick theory that I'm hoping may come true. A possible spin-off with Mobius. I like him a lot.
I mean,
Mobius into the Mobiverse. So it's just a bunch of different variants. You got like a Sherlock Holmes Mobius, you got a secret agent Mobius, you got a pirate Mobius. They all kind of come together. They all look at each other. They go, wow, good job, wow, good job. Yeah, Lightning McQueen skirts in there.
Jet ski, wow. I just wanted to. That's a little far out, but I guess if Loki's still alive, which makes me wonder, is whoever gets zapped with that stick still alive? Like the guy who was in line getting the ticket in the first episode, or Hunter B-15 and other people, are they all alive, or is this just somewhere that just Loki variants go? When, like, was it a self mechanism that made him like transport somewhere?
I got a feeling. I don't
know about.
They all get their own. Like, Loki gets his own, Mobius gets his own. It's almost like a prison, like a separate, almost like a quantum realm type thing, where
like an island of Patmos, where like everybody gets sent off.
Yeah, like their own separate area. Like they're all locked up. But overall, I'm not gonna rank where I thought this episode was. I know he thought this was the best one yet. I'm gonna wait. I want to think about it a little bit more. I loved episodes 1 and 2, and this episode was fantastic. So we want to ask you guys
reveals.
What you guys thought down below in the comments of this episode. And if you enjoyed the video, like it. And if you enjoyed Loki and you're excited, stay tuned to the channel and subscribe if you're new, because we're gonna be covering episodes 5 and 6, the series finale. So stay tuned for these upcoming videos. We really appreciate it, you guys watching this far into the video, and catch you guys next week.